Mission used to mean traveling to another part of the country or even another part of the world. But these days, youth are learning they can make a difference in the lives of people in their own communities. At St. John United Church of Christ in Aurora, Illinois, youth have discovered firsthand what it means to do community mission through everything from doing childcare while mothers take cooking classes to helping out at the church's community clothes closet. Reverend Cindy Gavin, pastor of St. John, is here along with Russell Stubinger, a senior at Yorkville High School, and Fabian Guerrero, an 8th grader at Jefferson Middle School. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being here. Cindy, can you give us an idea of what it really means to be a mission-oriented community of faith?
For St. John United Church of Christ in Aurora, which is an urban context and not a suburb like a lot of folks may think of it, it means looking outward as much or more than looking inward. When people ask questions like, how many members do you have, or that sort of thing, they're specifically, or what does your choir sing on Sunday morning? Those are questions that don't apply to St. John's. Our worship service at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning is 16 to 20 some people. When there's a really big event like the celebration of the 100th anniversary, or 100th birthday rather, of the woman whose grandfather built the church 126 years ago, then there's more than 100 people in the sanctuary. But it's about looking out. It's about looking at what the community is saying that it needs through places like United Way, Kane County Health Department, and saying, okay, what can we do? How can we do that? Meet some of those needs as Christian people, and that takes some theological reflection. And so that's what we did. We just, when I came there, I was asked to come and help the church to close. That was 6 years ago. So the theological reflection and looking out, opening the doors and seeing what's in the community and how can we help is what makes us a mission church.
We mentioned youth getting involved with kind of child care and helping parents who are learning cooking classes and other skills. What are some of the other projects that your mission has taken on and stepped up to help the community?
We have a community clothes closet in which we have already in the last year given more than 14,000 items of clothing away, not counting shoes, toys, household goods. We have a diabetic foot clinic where trained doctors and nurses in wound care come and people are able to get their feet checked. Some of them have had diabetes for years and never and kids do things like hand out flyers, help set up for that, things like that. We have Peace Players, which is a summer camp that uses an experiential process model, no competition. And the last summer that we did it was 35 students, and it closed in 2 days. It was the 3rd year we ran it, so it was pretty popular. And it just starts with a very simple question. What would happen if you brought kids together between 8 and 14, and you did segment them off into Sunday school class age groups, but you talked with them about peace heroes instead of sports heroes, and then using the arts, from fine arts like drawing, painting, tie-dyeing t-shirts to singing, dancing, performing, and at the end of that, the kids give a showcase performance. Mesa de Maria is a cooking class for women with Hispanic lifestyles, and they come and they learn how to cook good recipes that are healthy. They're the ones who have control over the dining room table and their families in the Hispanic culture. But besides that, these women come together in a circle and they build bonded relationships, and they learn about God and they learn about empowerment. Mesa de Maria means Mary's table. So we use some of that Orthodox Christian, Theotokos, what is it like to be the bearer of God?
Russell, Fabian, that image of paying more attention to peace heroes rather than sports heroes or kind of other more popular culture figures is a little different, right?
Yeah.
What has attracted each of you to this sort of faith work and the mission work and reaching out to people this way?
I started with the Peace Players, as she said, in 2008, the very first year. And at first it was something new. and it was really, really good for me, learning about peace and how we can all bond together and promote peace into our community and give back. And then from there, I've been to some of the diabetic foot clinics, and I've been to almost every single closed closet we've had. And to see those people's faces, to be giving back to the community, it feels good because we are the community.
Russell, how about you? What was brought you in?
For me, it was the need that you feel you need to help people. I'm mainly involved with the closed closet, but it's just coming in the first Saturday of every month and seeing their gratitude, like it's something everyone needs. So for us to be like giving to them, to the community, it's helping everyone.
Cindy, you obviously are getting to witness these volunteers and other youth volunteers very personally. What kind of changes do you see in the young people that are participating and giving themselves and their energy in these ways?
Well, first of all, I'm seeing that they're opening up, and the different mechanisms that youth use to sort of keep barriers between themselves and adults, or themselves and the world, that are protective, they begin to be vulnerable. And to talk about the things that are bothering them, and to talk about family situations that we talk about being putting the fun back in dysfunctional, and is there any such thing as a functional family? It's fun that you said once a month, because when these guys first started coming in the summer to work, I would open up my office door and walk out into the hallway, and they would be there again. I would say, "This is the 4th time this week you guys have been here." And so it's just been, they love being there from what I can see. The transformation really, youth don't come up to me and say, "I've been transformed by this experience." They say, "Oh, that's really cool." But their parents come back later and they go, "Oh my gosh, she was so shy, and my daughter Pamela was so shy," or "My son and his brother fought all the time, and they haven't fought. I can't believe this." And they begin to use the words transformed. So it's not something that I'm feeding into a descriptor in and hoping it'll come back.
Sure. Fabian, can you point to a moment where you felt that draw, or you came back the next day, or you went back and you thought, "Oh, I'll try this again," and started to feel more engaged? Or is there a moment where you felt that this was purposeful to you?
Well, I remember going out into the clothes closet to helping somebody, seeing that they come with clothes and they need it, and they come and get it, and they have, they feel welcomed, they feel happy, they're smiling and communicating with everybody. And once you feel that generous act that I just gave back, and I feel really good, it leads to a lot more. And then I've gone after the clothes closet to more to help out my neighbors with cleaning, and it really sparks something that helps you, keeps you motivated, and helps you going on by giving back even more.
Russell, can you feel those same sorts of energies in you of contribution and engagement? If you feel that those changes happening over the years?
I can definitely feel it. It's when I go and volunteer. I volunteer every single week there at the closed closet, and it's a very welcoming environment. They treat you like family if you're there for 5 minutes or if you're there for 5 years. It's always the same welcoming environment. So.
Tell the story about going down to the basement to unpack clothes and picking up this bag of, smelly.
Yes, me and my friends went down to the basement and started sorting clothes, and it was a bag of like moldy, wet clothes. And from that point, something had to be done. We realized that the basement needed to be
remodeled.
Yes.
And then what did you do?
We approached Cindy, and then she told us to approach the council about it, and went from there. So now we are fundraising, trying to get funds to finish it.
Thanks to Reverend Gavin, Russell, and Fabian for being here today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I'm Bo River. For Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries, keep the faith.